Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
All right, good morning, Nigeria. Welcome you to Morning Spring today on Western Spring Television, a program where we look into critical, trending, topical issues, definitely issues of public importance every weekday. That's what we do here at this time, and it gives me great pleasure. What a day, by the way, what a night we are, what an evening rather, yesterday. That resulted in joy. And for Nigerians, this is a good time to be in Nigeria right now. It's not about gloom and doom and bad news every day. Why? You know what I'm talking about. The Eagles soared far, far high into the skies yesterday as they defeated the Bafana, the boys from South Africa, the ongoing 2023 African Cup of Nations in Bouake yesterday by penalty shootout. After the regular time ended 1-1, it was a sweet victory, a battle well fought by both teams. And at the last, thank God, the Super Eagles soared. And we are now into the final in Abidjan. Thank God for life. Femi Ojo remains my name, and I welcome you to today's program. Evelyn, good morning.
Good morning, Femi. Welcome. Yeah. Yes, it is a beautiful morning to be a Nigerian with that celebrations, you know, all across the country and beyond yesterday. The Super Eagles doing us so proud. And like Femi said, it's not just about doom and gloom every time. Yesterday, Nigerians took a break from all the economic woes, from all the insecurity, and for once celebrated being a Nigerian. Special thanks, of course, to our goalie, Stanley Nwabali. He is my man of the match, and it was a battle to finish yesterday. Yeah,
that was, and by the way, I must emphasize on that word, a well-fought battle, really. The boys took it to themselves, and it was really a scene reminiscent of a real semi-final, what a semi-final should really be. Many persons were anxious yesterday. In fact, many women, rather, were really into what was happening. And in fact, I saw at the end of the day, somebody tweeted on X and said, is this what men go through every match day? You know.
Well, she should actually thank God that Nigeria and the Super Eagles won, because if they didn't win, I think I responded to one of those tweets yesterday, and I said, if they didn't win, you would have felt a mixture of palpitation, anger, disappointment, all in one rushing at you at the same time.
The adrenaline was pumping.
Exactly. Especially with the twist and turn from a 2-0 win lead to reversing that goal from Victor Osimhen and giving the Bafana a penalty. It was just a match to behold. I mean, when that twist happened yesterday, I shouted in my room, this is what a semi-final should look like. People should be anxious. People should be at the edge of their seat.
The palpitation was high.
It was. But special thanks to God that we are now in the finals.
The final, right.
And it's good to be the host country.
Against the host. That's another big match, because you'll be playing against the Ivorian team, the Elephants, against a super packed stadium, really, because the host will come out to support their own as well.
I mean, I didn't envy the Congo DR players yesterday, because at every point they got the ball, they were booed in the stadium, but when the Ivorians got the ball, they were cheered. So it was really going to play
against so many factors.
Exactly.
Yesterday.
So, but then they played a good game, but the Ivorians were a better team.
Yeah, yesterday. So we'll be waiting for the final. It will be an interesting one in Abidjan. And let's speak to some of those, you know, highlights or, you know, something that we could take home from that match. It was more of a total support from Nigerians, even people that were not interested before.
Exactly.
At some point, they became interested, because when people see, many persons never believed in the Super Eagles in the group stages, because You know, the qualification match you were playing for the World Cup have been abysmal. So many persons never hoped on them. But as the competition progressed, they see the work that these people put in, and later the Super Eagles converted many persons into their fans to say, what? Maybe these guys have a chance. Meaning, Nigerians will always support you when they see you working, and you appear, not just appear, they see you that you are doing that particular work. And then when that match was going on yesterday, it was, you know, people were watching, their hands were on their phones, tweeting. The Defense Academy, you know, the institutions in Nigeria celebrated the Super Eagles yesterday. I saw it from the National Defense Headquarters, DHQ. You know, they put out a tweet for them. The Nigerian Army
agency
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the global plays.
Exactly.
The president himself.
Eagles. And of course, the vice president was there in the stadium yesterday. It was a full support for the Super Eagles yesterday. Yeah, and that was because, like you said, they've been able to win the confidence of Nigerians. Exactly. And this speaks to what Nigerians are made up of. Just give us what we need. Just give us the basics. We will definitely celebrate you. And this speaks to
and tongues and religion. They matter yesterday.
But they came together in one accord.
That was it. I saw so many ministers yesterday, gospel ministers, tweeting, you know, music ministers, you know, speaking it into existence. Many celebrities yesterday who took a video clip of themselves became prayer warriors, especially when that match was going on. People knelt down and they were praying to God. I say, wow.
Not like the South Africans didn't have a God.
Only Nigerians will be praying for this country this way. But it speaks to what they really value at that time. They want the boys to succeed. Not because the boys will share the money with the fans, you know, what they have, but okay, maybe this is a good news and we have a short artist. So congratulations to the boy. We must give it to the Bafana boy.
They outdid themselves
yesterday as well.
I mean, in the first half, they dominated.
They were all over the Super Eagles in the first half.
But I feel they didn't convert their chances into goals because they missed a whole lot of chances yesterday. But you know, what they say about football, it is a bit of luck, a bit of confidence, a bit of skill,
and it is not over
and a bit of God.
Until it is over.
Exactly. And was it at the 82nd minute when that twist happened?
Yeah, we thought we were 2-0 clear. All of a sudden, VAR did this thing. You know, that ball was reversed, and your guess is as good as mine. And then I respect them the more. They put up a tweet congratulating the Super Eagles of Nigeria on their own page to say congratulations to the guys. But then, boys, you have done well. So congratulations to the South Africans as well. And we hope it stays that way. We won't be hearing funny stories this morning.
Well, Nigerians too should calm down. I'm seeing some tweets on social media. I'm like, oh, please calm it down.
It was, Nigerians went for the jugular, especially on social media yesterday.
It's sport, yes. There's room for banters, but don't take it personal.
Too extreme, really, really. And the Ghanaians on their own, they were, you know, the straight bullets in a kind of social media way.
It was like the finals.
We were just hitting them because...
I mean, it was like the finals was celebrated everywhere. That's because of the comeback from what we suffered at the Grammy.
Yeah.
So yesterday against South Africa was like the final of AFCON. But of course, we have the finals coming on Sunday.
That's right. And it's going to be a very epic one. Big shout out to all the boys as well. Umwa Bali saved 2. And William, who saved 4 in the previous encounter, couldn't save 1. Miracle, no detail, Jesus. That's what we know. We'll go on this quick break. We are happy, at least, for now. And we hope the joy will continue. When we'll come back, we'll get straight to the headlines. It's Morning Springs. All right, we start right now. The first part of this program is about the headlines, and that's where we give you juicy stories as found on the pages of our major dailies every day. Let me kick it off here from The Nation newspaper. EFCC clamps down on firms for issuing invoices in dollar. Talking about The Nation, EFCC clamps down on firms for issuing invoices in dollar. I think that's one thing that we should really look into. Why are you in Nigeria and you are issuing you know, your financial statements or invoices in dollars. That's not the way to go. With riders, agency arrest suspect in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, varsity proprietors summoned. That's right. And here, NNPCL begins production of extra 14,000 barrels per day. That's a good way to look at it. All right, moving on. Or you also prosecute 3 over Ibadan blast. We learned the state governor got the report of, you know, the explosion in Ibadan a few weeks ago. And they are planning to prosecute 3 over the Ibadan blast. Expectant teenagers rescued from baby factory. This is a sad thing that has refused to go away, you know, and it should be really probed. And those found culpable should be prosecuted. That's one of our issues in Nigeria. We just make arrest for making arrest, and then they just keep them there. They should be prosecuted. Let them have their day in court. And Reps bill for polls in 1 day passes second reading. Again, Reps bill for polls in 1 day passes second reading. I think maybe I might be a fan of that, but the thing is, it will be really, really cumbersome. That means all the positions will be contested for in a day. What? Okay, we get to see how that will play out. And Oyo gives 460 million naira to 1,407 farmers in economic recovery plan. World Bank's $15 billion for 30 projects in Nigeria. My plans for Undo, Jimmy Ibrahim. Alscan privatization dispute persist, and creative industry leaders reject minister's African Grammy plan. African Grammy. Okay, will that be original? Or I call it an African Grammy.
I mean, we have our own headers.
Yeah, and so while Grammy, better. That would look like imitation, by the way. An original is original. BDCs ask CBN to resume dollar sales to operators. And of course, it's Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire AFCON final. Nigeria won, South Africa won. It ended at the full time, then 4-2 at the shootout. Cote d'Ivoire defeated Congo 1-0. And you see the picture of the Jubilant boys. These are the boys that we are talking about right now, our Mountain Sonny. That's all from the front page of The Nation.
All right, from The Nation newspaper, we move on to the Punch newspaper this morning to see what the Punch is reporting. And the major headline here is focusing on Forex crisis. EFCC 7,000-man task force goes after dollar racketeers. EFCC summons private varsities proprietors, companies, others charging dollar fees. Government agencies violating law on Forex too. NESG tells Commission airlines promise compliance. So it's going to be we are in Nigeria, Naira for Nigeria. So now for spending dollars in Nigeria, the EFCC seem to be on this, and we like this because it's like a good collaboration between the EFCC and the CBN and all other agencies, and this is how it is meant to be. It shouldn't be a solo job. It should be everyone getting to work and doing what they should do. Away from that, Tinubu inaugurates student loan scheme February 21. It was supposed to take off January 2024, but there was a postponement, and now February 21 is the new date. We hope that there will be no need for another postponement or rescheduling. Away from that, 500,000 jobs threatened over ban on sachet alcoholic drinks. This is coming from MAN, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. 500,000 jobs threatened. We spoke about that yesterday. Ladiji also spoke about that yesterday. And we hope that the government can look at a way to actually advise these companies or these industries to diversify into something else so that they can keep their workers and their workers do not get to lose their jobs. Government approval delays Dangote refinery fuel. And that big story is on page 21. Away from that, we see the picture of the man of the match for me.
Yeah.
And of course, we had some other companies also calling him the man of the match yesterday.
Even
Talk
CAF.
about
It was CAF's man of the match.
Stanley Nwabali
Officially.
with his 2 saves yesterday,
Yeah.
which actually helped Nigeria into the finals. And with the headline here on the Punch saying Nwabali shines as Nigeria beat South Africa to reach AFCON final. And we also see that celebration with of the captain of the Eagles, Troost Ekong and Lookman with their celebration. And another picture there is the Côte d'Ivoire actually celebrating. Away from that, Oyo to prosecute 3 held over Ibadan explosion. Okada riders, policemen clash as Lagos enforcers ban and cashless transactions rise to 611 trillion naira. This is according to NIBSS. And of course, that will be all from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, and straight to the Vanguard. The Vanguard is next. Vanguard newspaper, of course, boldly reaching and unexpectedly saw Super Eagles soar to AFCON finals. Evelyn, victory is sweet.
It's sweet
really.
because success has so many fathers.
But failure is an orphan, by the way.
Yeah.
I wonder what the mood will have been like this morning and the kind of coaching that Nigerians will have been doing. I wish he had removed
I don't
this
think
person
there
at
would
this
be
time.
coaching because I think Coach Yosef Asaro did a very good job yesterday.
No, I mean, if things has gone awry, you will have been hearing people say, no, you could have removed Iwobi by 78th minute and bring in Musa. You would have
Nigerians will
removed this
always
person,
look for-
you know. But then it appears everything is okay, and then we
Yeah.
are waiting for the final. That's it. Beat plucky South Africans 4-2 on penalties. And of course, the Jubilant boys there. And another person that stood out for me in that match was the captain, Troost Ekong. He was rock solid in that match. Every of the boys did well. By the way, court orders FG to fix prices of petrol, diesel, others within 7 days. Will they? How will they do that? We'll wait to see. Greedy monarchs, community leaders aid kidnappers in Southwest. Hunters are talking. That's from the Hunters. Greedy monarchs, community leaders aid kidnappers in Southwest. Hunters. Stakeholders to Tinubu. Partnership with Grammy Awards would destroy Nigeria's music industry. Okay, who is the one proposing these? Who are they? What's the aim? What do they tend to gain? Okay, pick up a copy of the Vanguard. And Edo 2024 PDP leaders bicker over Delegates Congress. All right. And insecurity in Northwest, Kaduna governor blames poverty, hopelessness, others. Catholic Church to federal government, tackle Nigeria's insecurity issues head on. Catholic Church to the federal government, tackle Nigeria's insecurity issues head on. And we will open reserves to address food cost. Federal government, I thought that should be done like yesterday. We will.
And I think Nigerians are actually tired of the
We will.
Let's have one day the government comes out and say, we have been able to put this in place. And this is how and how Nigerians can benefit from it.
Not that, okay, we have started, okay, we
want to.
We now see how it will go around. Yeah.
We're so used to that kind of vocabulary
okay,
here.
It's the transporters that are delaying. It is logistics that are delaying. You know, time is running out, at least. People want to feel like they have a government. NNPC Limited celebrates 14,000 barrels per day production from Akpo West Field. Okay, that's right. And Mr. and Mrs., on a day like this is coming from Mrs. You refuse to let me work. I've been a full-time housewife since we married. Now you want to reduce my allowance because of the harsh economy? So you want me to work now? Mr. responds by saying, I'm not asking you to work. I just want you to work it out. Okay, interesting. That will be all from the front page of the Vanguard.
All right, from the Vanguard, we move to the Daily Independent newspaper this morning. On Daily Independent, Electoral Act Amendment, reps propose mandatory electronic transmission of poll results. And we know many Nigerians will say, Amen to this. Away from that, Tinubu's renewed hope turned into renewed anger. APC chieftains, and this is coming from an APC chieftain, says party dishonest in blaming opposition for protests. That's on page 29. And Fan Bus advocates single screening process for passengers stops proliferation of protocol services. And Kogi CSOs warn EFCC against cankerworms of previous management, say latest change against ex-Kogi governor reflects victimization. NNPC celebrates 14,000 barrels per day production from Akpo West field. All right, Bodija explosion, 3 persons of interest identified, and they are to be prosecuted. That story is on page 7. Rising inflation, Northern elders urge Tinubu to curb corruption, wasteful spending in government. And ground handlers rights domestic airlines over new safety threshold rates. And of course, the picture there is still about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who said yesterday, it says Super Eagles qualify for 8th AFCON final, and that's on page 30. And Femi, one thing that I feel we are not appreciating in this AFCON is the officiating. I feel the match officials did a very good job. Yesterday, I committed 90 minutes of my life to watching, or more than 90 minutes. I mean, that's going to
almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours, yes, because of the stretch. Yeah. So, and I must say rather that I was thrilled, I was intrigued, not just by the players playing, but also by the officiating. It was an excellent one for me, because at some point, especially the penalty against Nigeria, one would think that it's gone. In fact, a lot of people did not see that. It was the replay that made us realize, okay, that was actually a penalty. So I'd like to give it to that Egyptian referee yesterday and all of the match officials. Right.
And this is where we put the brakes. We'll see, at least you feel I was going on and on about the Super Eagles because they did well. We just hope it continues that way. And when we return here on Monday, we have a celebration. You know,
we hope you're going to be wearing your jersey on Monday. I promised some
persons yesterday that if Nigeria will win in the final, I will come here with a jersey on Monday. So let me go.
Amen.
All right, we'll go on this break. When we come back, we speak to issues. We speak to security, especially in Osun State, but we narrow it down to a particular town that is known in the past for education, for industry, for nobility. Now, the news coming from there is disheartening. We'll look into this very shortly. We'll be back. All right, you welcome back. The conversation is about what we have seen and heard about Ilesha. Ilesha is in Osun East Senatorial District of Osun State, and the news coming from there, especially in the past few days, is about killings. You know, young people having a hit on themselves, and who are they? You know, what's the aim? Really, this is what we are, not just Ilesha in Ijesha land. Ijesha land comprises of 6 local governments: Obokun, Oriade, Ilesha West, Ilesha East, Atakumasa East, and Atakumasa West, with different LCDs, by the way. But the news, these are people and a land known hugely for business, for industry, you know, for education, with big religious leaders coming from that particular you know, people. But now it seems is about, you know, something negative, and we are trying to see who are these people. And this is not just new, by the way. Last year we had something like that. You know, the previous year we had something like that. It was, you know, attributed to so many factors. This morning, to give us a sense of what we are dealing with, we are being joined by Babatunde Aguntasholo. Babatunde Aguntasholo is the president Omowa Omekun Forum. They are a social group made up of youth to promote the culture and their heritage. Quite a big voice in Ijesha land. Mr. Aguntasholo, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, if you heard me in my introduction, I spoke about Ijesha land. They're industrious people, noble people, people who are high on education, you know, known in the country for good things. But it seems the news coming from Ijesha land, particularly Ilesha West, Ilesha East, a part of Atakumasa East, has been disheartening. We learned a couple of young people have died. Not just that they have died, they have been killed, killings here and there. Mr. Aguntasholo, you are a president of this youth organization known as Omowa Omekun Forum. Give us a sense, what is really happening?
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much. Actually, what happened is that Omowa Omekun was created by Dr. Gabriel Adekunle Aromolaran, just the Omowa Omekun Ijesha land, just to ensure that there is peace and unity, most especially among the youth. Well, the happenings that is happening lately and from some years back now is basically caused by cultist rival groups that they do attack each other. And most of the challenges we are facing, and when we try to fish out and do investigation about people who are actually involved in all these things, we discovered that, in Ijesha land, we have this correctional center by Hosea. That's in Aisode. So most of them, when they are being released, they don't go back directly to their various towns. So they hang around and influence some other youth too, that they try to create problems, names, and all sorts of criminal activities around the town. And the security have been able to try to work on it and do one or two things, but they have not been able to fish them out easily. And another major challenges we are having, like the present one now, the genesis of the whole issue started during the political period. That was last year. Because if you notice now, most of all these cultist class, most of the time, they do clash during the campaign and all these things, but they don't manage it. So after the campaign, after the whole election stuff, they still go after each other. So those are the major challenges that we are facing. And with the work we are doing in our organization, we're trying to ensure that we bring them together to enlighten them and let them know the difference between peace and violence. Because one thing I believe in life, like I did tell the security agencies yesterday, that in this life there is what we call carrot approach and stick pursuit. And as a civilian like I am, the only way we can use to address it is the carrot approach. Is the security agency that can use stick approach, that by arresting them and bringing them into justice. And in the past years, they've been able to arrest some people too and charge them to court. But at the end of the day, it's our lawyers and some other politicians we go behind back to release them, most especially politicians, so that they can use them for their own political interests. So those are the major areas and the challenges and the major things that is causing the problem in town right now.
Yeah, but today it appears like just the way you have said it, they are court-related killings. But on these ones, what usually brings this thing? Because I remember it happened toward the end of last year, September, October or so, and it has always been like that. It will appear after some attacks on themselves that the issue has gone down. Months later, they will start again. This particular very one, what started it? Who are they? You are president of the Omowa Omekun. You have a big voice. You are a person of influence. Who are these guys? Yes, you have said maybe they are cultists. What exactly do they want? Why are they killing themselves?
Actually, what happened is that this is majorly the issue started, like I said earlier, that is already started during the political era. So at a point in time, we've been able to reach out to these particular guys because it's majorly between two people. They are some of them call themselves Eye, some of and the opposition is Aze and the KK. So these are the two groups who have been having clashes since last year. And each time we've been able to reach out to their leaders to ask them what is the basic problem, what is the major issue that is happening. All we just discovered is that at a point in time last year, a particular group attacked one of key member of the other one based on just mere small arguments, and they said this guy they killed pointed gun at them during the political period, during those rallies also. So since then, there has been reprisal. That's what led to reprisal attacks and a lot of things that happened. But we've been able to manage it. Like I said earlier, as a civilian, we don't have, not that our group is using gun or we have any power to, well, I mean, the only thing we can do is to reach out to them and speak peace to them and try to enlighten them and let them know the importance of peace. Because one thing is that the major what we are doing in number one level is that, any town that sheds blood of the youth, it's less, it deters the development from growing. You understand? So those are the things that we are trying to tackle to bring investors into Ijeshaland. And the only place investors can come is where there is peace.
All right.
So those are the things that we try to talk to them and reach out to them that they should work on it to make sure that we allow our town to be an habitable place.
All right. Babatunde, this particular killing that happened and that has been happening for the past 2 days, which locations did it happen? Which part of Ijeshaland did it affect?
It's affected Ilesha West, Ilesha East, and Atakumo Southwest. Those are the areas and some parts of Atakumo East too. So those are the areas that the killings have been happening.
Do you have any figure to that? How many persons are affected?
As of yesterday, I don't know what happened yesterday night, but as of yesterday, the figure so far around four youths.
All right, because yes. I have to ask you that because you live in Ilesha, you are a son of the soil, and you know what is happening. Because newspaper are having different figures, almost 9. That's why I had to ask you. But my colleague will take it from here.
No, there is nothing like that. There is nothing like that.
Okay.
There is nothing like that because most of the people that were killed are someone that we even know in town. You understand? So we can easily mention that, okay, if one happened there, one happened there, one happened there, one happened there. So it's just for, I don't know where they are getting their figures from.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Aguntasholo, I'd like to ask you, for yesterday's violence, what actually ignited it? I understand that it's a cult group clash, and sometimes that's to be with, one particular cult group against the other, or maybe they have inflicted injury on the other, on the opposition cult group, or probably they've killed one of the other cult group. But I'd like to ask specifically for yesterday's violence, do you have an idea what instigated, what incited that violence?
Sorry, I can't hear you very sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear.
All right, I said I'd like us to be specific about yesterday's violence. What instigated that violence? I said I understand that you have made mention that it's a cult group clash between two opposing cults, and sometimes it has to do with them taking on revenge on another cult group. But for yesterday, what instigated it? How did it happen? And what went down yesterday, if you have the details?
Me, I'm not like familiar with them. Whenever they have their issues, they are not always aware, they are not always there. But whenever it happens, we try to do our investigation.
All right.
And it's what we are being told that we try to work on to ensure that we restore peace in the town.
Okay, so do you have an idea if any, I'm tempted to call them civilians now, but if any non-cult group member was armed yesterday or was killed yesterday?
You mean yesterday, right?
Yes, in that violence.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that 4 people, according to your reports, what you have on ground for now, about 4 people died yesterday. Out of those 4 people, do you have people who are not cult group members who were just who happen to just be a victim of circumstance?
No. They are cult people.
All the people that were killed.
Yes.
Sad.
They know themselves now. They know how they meet themselves. So they know the location of everyone whenever the person is passing by or is going on his way home. So that's how they attack each other. So it's not that they attack innocent civilians.
All right. So what are the leaders in Ijesha land doing about this? Have they spoken on the matter, especially about yesterday's violence?
The leaders are working on it. We are like today now. We are going to have a meeting at the palace, our Bokun's Palace, by 11 a.m. Whereby the high chiefs and the king and security agencies will be there. So we are trying to have a meeting this morning to seek for a way forward and how we can quickly stop the killing and the lasting solutions again, because it will be like a situation whereby we had it last year. It happened last year, it died down and it rises again this year. So we are trying to work on the lasting solution to it alongside with the security agencies.
All right. Babatunde, I understand there was a time that something like this happened over and over. Was it last year or 2022 that I learned that these guys, the cultists, every rival groups, the young people in Ilesha were called for a meeting at the palace, and something traditional, something cultural happened, that they were made or they were told to swear to peaceful conduct, in a cultural way, if you understand what I'm saying. And people expected that in as much these people, because it appears that people know them, they came to the palace for swearing that no problem will happen again. And we are still hearing this. What happened at that time? Is this not working?
Thank you very much, my brother. What actually happened is that the issue happened 2020.
Okay.
I was the one that led the whole process, whereby we're arresting the cult groups, we're picking them up and taking them to the palace to make oaths. So that they will make our town to be peaceful. But the major challenges we had then is that when we started the process, we discovered that it's like almost 50% of the youth in the land are cultists. And around that period, we recorded like 1,200 youths who have denounced cultism. But the major challenges we have, and those are the things that we are facing right now in Ijesha land, is that, Ijesha land is a very big land that we have like 6 local governments. So there are some areas there are some settlements that they are at the outskirts of Ilesha. So most of the people that we were able to arrest and allow them to take oaths, for them to take oaths, are within Ilesha. We couldn't reach out to the support. So these are the people that do come into the town, create problem, and go back into their hideouts.
Yeah.
So those are the area that the problem started from. And the major issue we are having now is that the chiefs around the area, they are not helping situations at all. Because the chiefs that are at the suburb towns.
You are talking about the traditional rulers?
Yes. I'll be frank with you. So they are
not helping matters.
So they are the ones that they are meant to work alongside with us to ensure that we are able to reach out to these people so that they can come into the palace and take the oath. So, so far as we have not been able to do that, those are the areas that. So I can categorically tell you that within Ilesha, there is nothing like people who are within Ilesha that are creating problem or carrying gun up and down. Most of these people come from the outskirts.
All right, Babatunde, you said some of these traditional rulers or chiefs outside Ilesha, they have not been helping. In what way? How do you mean?
What I mean is that, you are a chief of a particular village. You should be able to figure out one or two or three of your youths that are within your town, that are within your village, that are giving you problems. You're supposed to reach out to us and let us know them and reach out to them so that they can come out and take the hold.
Babatunde,
so that's why I said they're not helping.
Are you suggesting?
Use them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that they are covering or shielding them?
I think something similar like that. Because some of them do use them, or maybe they want to hijack land, or they want to, they see them as they are foot soldiers. Whenever they want to have, maybe they have any issue with another person or issue is happening, all those kind of things. Those are the things I don't tell people, that these are the people that are giving us problems at times. Because you are the ones that, as a traditional ruler, as a high chief or chief, we are supposed to talk to them. We are supposed to encourage them that they should go to school. They should find something better to do with their land. Rather, you'll be using them for tourism and all this stuff.
All right, so let's talk about the police and other security agencies. What are they doing on this matter? You said that these youths have been encouraged to, take up something to do, go to school, take up a job so that they can move away from this kind of life. But if they are adamant, saying they do not want to move away from this kind of life, then the law should take its course. So what is the police, the Amotekun and other security agencies doing on this matter?
Ma'am? Yeah.
Did you hear my question?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please come again.
I said, what are the security agencies doing on this matter, the police, Amotekun, and all of that, to curb this incessant attacks and also bring this cult group members, bring them into for prosecution if need be, since they do not want to do anything meaningful with their lives?
Thank you very much. You see, that's why I said there is going to be a meeting by 11 today with them. So
with the police
around, we are going to one thing about this security matters is that, especially with the security agencies, they can't know the nooks and crannies of this town, like the way the chiefs, the youths can know it, and they don't know who and who to go and meet. So those are the things that we are going to discuss today, and we are going to explain one or two things to them. It's not everything that can be shared on here.
All right. Yes, you said initially that most of these guys are people that were used by politicians, especially during election. They arm them, and when the election is over, they go after one another with these ammunitions that they have. Have you reached out to the political leaders, the honorable members representing Ilesha West, that's Honorable Wale Akerele, the one representing Ilesha East, and other honorables as well, even at the federal level? What are they saying?
Yeah, we try to reach out to them. So they are also trying to, some of them too, they know one or two of these people based on when we are doing rallies and all those political stuff. So we have been able to, like yesterday, I've been able to reach out to like 2 or 3 of the honorables, like to talk to them that they should assist us in trying to stop these killings and the way the whole town is going. Because I try to let them realize that a town that is habitable is where they can govern, and these are one of their responsibilities too, to make sure that the town is peaceful and habitable for everyone. So they have the promise to do something between.
All right, Babatunde, are you still with us? Okay, we'll try and connect with him. Okay, as we even round off on this conversation, is the president of the Omo Welcome Forum, who said they have been working on this matter. And Evelyn, when the issues of young people have been discussed, it should be something that should not be just swept under the carpet, because we are talking about the future of every community, every society. And when it appears like, all right, I understand Babatunde is back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I was going to ask you, as we round off on this conversation, with you now, that you said Omo Welcome Forum was put together by His Royal Highness himself, His Imperial Majesty, Oba Adekunle Aromolaron, LFD. So what is he saying? What Kabiyesi is saying? Is he disturbed? Is he concerned? What step is he taking? Are you speaking with him?
Yes. That, like I said, the meeting that we are having this morning was instructed by His Royal Highness to ensure that all the security agencies and the ICs are there with the youth leaders too, so that most times when issues like this happen, I'll be the one they are going to reach out to, and the reports and decision of things, and how we can find a solution to it, and what are the challenges we are facing. So Cabinet is actually on it to ensure that the town is peaceful. And like what he said yesterday, that he shunned violence and cultism, because it's against the tradition and culture of the land.
All right. And to youths listening or watching you right now, what would be your message for them? But let me ask, there are other youth bodies in Ijeshaland, social cultural groups, social groups. We have the IYF, Ijesha Youth Forum. Are you working with them? Are you working with these people?
One thing is that, the interests of different groups are different. Ours is to ensure there is peace and unity. So them too, they have their own work they are doing, because one thing about Ijeshaland is very big. So if whenever issues like this happen, at times in the past they do reach out and do talk about how we can. It's not about talking alone. It's about the action.
Yeah.
It's about putting the things into reality to ensure that the towns grow together and it's habitable generally. So we do reach out, we do talk at times. Whenever they are available.
Babatunde, I will take this as your part in short. So young people watching you right now, hearing you right now, across all the 6 local governments in Ijeshaland and in Osun State as well, what will be your message for them, especially on these needless killings that is happening?
What I have for them, what I would like to advise them is that they should shun cultism. Like I do tell people, anybody that involves in or herself in cultism, the day you join the group is the day you signed your death warrant. So they should try to desist from cultism. They should embrace peace, and they shouldn't look down on themselves. They should understand that they are the leaders of tomorrow. Yes, it might sound like a cliche that leaders of tomorrow, but it's a reality. Because with time, we are still going to get into that top post. and we need to be a good example to others who are following us. So my advice to them is that they should embrace peace and they should shun violence and cruelty.
All right, thank you very much, Babatunde Aguntasholo, the president of Omowa Omekun Forum, a social-cultural youth group in Ijeshaland. We wish you all the best in your meetings, and please let us know as regards that meeting and what will come out of it.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And these are the issues. We are celebrating some young people yesterday, right, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Even till now, the whole world celebrated them, and you see some young people killing themselves. What's the connect?
It's a sad reality, and also, like Mr. Aguntasholo spoke of rather, some of our leaders make use of these people, and for some reason they feel important. They feel we also play a role in society because they see that as a role to society. They feel they are being useful, but the word is they are being used.
Yeah.
So if they will only just come to that reality,
and being used.
they are being used by the politicians. So if only they will come to the reality of that, they will know that you know, they can achieve much more than what they are doing.
Just being tools.
Exactly, they are just being tools of destruction, and this is really sad.
Yeah, trust us to stay on this matter. We'll go on this quick break now, and the conversation will continue. It's the Morning Spring. I'd like to remind you, you can join us on other social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And we are right now on our YouTube channel. You can share, like, and subscribe as well. We'll be back. All right, you're welcome back. And on these same matter, the needless killings in Ijeshaland, especially by young people, earlier we spoke with the president of Omowa Omekun Forum, youth body social-cultural group, saying to the keeping of heritage and culture of the Ijesha people put together by His Royal Highness, His Imperial Majesty, Wobokun Adimula Obagrebela Romolaron, and he spoke about some things, really. And now it's time to speak about the law enforcers, the people that keep the law, the Nigerian police. We are being joined by SP Yemisi Opalola, who is the Police Public Relations Officer for Osun Command. She joins us on phone right now. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me this morning.
All right. Please give us a sense of the ugly development in Ilesha the last 2 days has come with its own challenges about young people attacking themselves. You, as a police officer and who speaks for the Osun Command, what do you know? Who are they?
It's unfortunate, but the problem is just for all our effort. But in this case, we are still on it. We are doing everything professionally possible to ensure that we spend time. Are you hearing me?
Please go ahead. We can hear you.
I said we are doing everything professionally possible to stem the tide. To stem the tide.
All right. Who are these people? Have you been able to recognize them? Who are they? What is the intent?
Most of them have been arrested sometimes ago, and we are still arresting them. We learned that they are court members. These people that belong to Aye, Bukania, or whatever confraternity that they belong to. This one we attack, and after that there will be a reprisal attack, and so on. But we are on the top of the matter now. It will soon become a thing of the past.
All right. We spoke to an indigene of Ijesha land earlier on, and he was able to tell us that sometimes in the past, like you have mentioned, that some members of this cult groups have been arrested, but in one way or the other, they are released by the police. So I'd like to ask you, Ma, the ones you arrested, that you said you arrested, are they still in custody, or you released them back into
that
the
is
community?
the erroneous belief of the people outside. They feel when police arrest people, they release them. No, we charge them to court, and the court decide what they should do about them. It's not the responsibility of the police to tell the court, especially the judge, to do one thing or the other about them.
All right.
We are just to present the case for prosecution. We give all the details that we have about them. We give all the investigation activities. We give it to them. It's not left with them to to do justice to the matter. So we cannot decide that.
All
so
right.
if you see them outside, it's not for the police.
Okay, so
Anybody that we catch like that, we arrest, and we are able to get to the roots that they are really involved in any matter like that, especially heinous crime like that. We do what is needful.
All right.
We take such to the court.
Okay. All right, SP Yemisi Opalola, I'd like you to help us out here. Last year we had something like this, cult clash like this last year, I think in June or July, last year, 2023. Can you help us with the details? How many persons were arrested? How many persons were charged to court? Were there any convictions? And if there were, let us into the details. And if there were not, if they were released, discharged and acquitted by the court, how many of them were discharged and acquitted?
I wouldn't know, because when we take them to the court, and we cannot. The people that we want to take to the court, we will have done our investigation and see that they are involved, really involved in the problem, in the case. And when they take them to the court, I want to tell you authoritatively that some of them are still at the correctional centers now, up till now.
Awaiting
At
trial?
least a good number of them.
Are they awaiting trial?
Terms.
Okay, convicted.
Yes, they are still serving jail terms, either in Nife or in Ilesha. Now, I know of that very well.
All right, talking about what you know, SP Yemisi Opalola, there are talks in some quarters that some politicians make use of this cult members for their jobs in court now. Have you been able to, do you know about this? And, have you been able to identify any politician doing that?
Let me tell you, criminals are criminals everywhere in the world. Criminals are referred to as criminals. Me, I don't know whom they are working for, and we don't want to know. The police doesn't want to know whom they are working for, which party or whatever, which politician they belong to. Let me tell you, the criminals will always want to hide under one thing or the other to perpetrate their evil acts. So I don't know whom anyone is working for. But whenever we see criminals, we treat criminals as criminals.
So,
right.
I mean,
it's SP. One would want to say to have solution about some issues, you must know the root cause. You must identify, what exactly the problem is. But let me backtrack a bit. My colleague asked about, because we've seen many persons talk about it. The president of Omowo Mekun spoke about that earlier, and he said, not even those that goes to court, not that those that their case reaches prosecution, that there are instances in which these guys are arrested, and maybe later in the evening or the following morning, they are released. And this release can only be done, from the barracks of the police. These are the issues, SP.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I've not been. I'm not aware of that. And anybody that see anything like that, they should inform us on time. So I'm not aware of that.
All right.
That we can arrest anybody that committed such an innocent crime, and we are releasing that person. No.
Yeah,
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah,
if they know anything about that, they should tell me, and that's why I used to put my phone, my phone number online anytime I have the chance.
Yeah, right.
So that they will be able to call me to give me such information. So I will be able to tell the commissioner of police on time and the people that are concerned on time, so that they will do something about it.
All right. It said that because it said there are maybe big people, that's why I mentioned politicians, and he even said maybe these guys are being aided or shielded by some traditional chiefs in the suburb of Ijesheland, and maybe that's why when they make these calls, these guys are released. But as far as this situation is concerned, this particular one, yesterday and 2 days ago, do you have a figure? How many fatality?
You said?
This recent event, this sad one that happened yesterday and 2 days ago in Ilesha, do you have a figure to that? How many people have been killed?
For security reasons, I will not be able to say that on here, because it will aggravate the situation again. Let's assume I say somebody, I say 8 persons, 2 persons, 10 persons were killed, and some people know that that person is to their own side, or the other person knows that it's their own side. They will want to be a kind of a reprisal attack. No, I wouldn't want to say that one on here.
All right, I understand. And as far as speaking to critical stakeholders is concerned, I know you are a law enforcer and your work is to keep the law and enforce the law. But are you speaking to stakeholders in these axes? Ijesheland is made up of 6 local governments and LCDAs. The politicians there, the people serving in government, the traditional rulers, are you speaking to them? What are they saying?
There have been several meetings that the commissioner of police has arranged, for all the stakeholders. We have had a lot of meetings that both the traditional rulers, the politicians, the youth themselves. We have had a lot of meetings, and that was why I told you initially when we started that that it is unfortunate that despite all our efforts, that they are still doing this. But I want to assure you that we are doing everything operationally possible to see that we stand the tide.
All right, 2 quick ones. Has any arrest been made since yesterday? Have you made any arrest on this particular incident?
Sure, we will have been. The Osun State Police Command will have done that.
All right, you'd like to give us who they are or the figures?
No, we can't.
Okay.
For now.
Now. All right, we'll stay on the matter. But from your end, as somebody who has information, who receives information, who speaks for the Nigerian Police Osun Command, what do you think is the main challenge as far as the Ijesheland and court killings is related?
I will just want to appeal to the members of the public, both the chiefs, the politicians, like you have said, and all the stakeholders in that axis to ensure that they intentionally plan for peace. I use intentionally because the police are not spirits. We cannot be everywhere at all time. We need their information. Some people have some information at hand, but they refuse to release the information to the police. And with these informations are germane. They have to give us information for us to work,
Which
to be
people?
able to protect them. Because our core job is to protect lives and property. So they need to give us information, credible information. These people are living amidst them. They are living with them. They may either be their wife, their husbands, their children, their cousin. They will be one thing or one way or the other related to them, and they are living together. They should help us to help them.
Who are these people that you said they are withholding information?
I'm talking about the members of the public.
All right.
Are the people not living with them? Are they spirits? They are not.
All right, SP Yabisi Okpalola, I'd like to ask about your relationship with other, security agencies like the Amotekun and probably the Vigilantes and some socio-political groups. What is your relationship with them? Talking about intelligence gathering and the fact that police cannot be everywhere.
I want to tell you that we have a very good rapport. We have good synergy. We do meetings together. We do everything together. And all the operation, we don't do it alone. We do them together. As you are seeing me talking, I'm talking on their behalf. They will be hearing now. That's what we are planning together.
All right. Thank you for joining us on the matter. Trust us to stay on this matter and to always have you to speak with us on it. Because all we are after is having a safe Osun State that we are all proud of.
Yes, yes. And I know and I believe that is going to be achieved.
All right. All right.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. SP Yemisi Okpalola, the Public Relations Officer for the Nigerian Police Osun Command, speaking to this matter. Trust us to stay on this because it's not just about the Ijesha land. It's about the whole of the state and the whole of Nigeria. These killings that have happened, these are destinies wasted, by the way. Exactly. They are family members who will be mourning them, and perhaps sometimes it happens that innocents are caught up, in these mindless and needless, really, kind of killing. This is the matter. Trust us to stay on these. We'll go on this break. When we come back, we'll try and connect with Cote d'Ivoire to see what is going on, especially as AFCON is concerned. Very quickly, it's still Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. I'll be back. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll switch our gears to Bouaké. That's if the Eagles are still Bouaké now. I'll speak to Joseph Atera, AFCON correspondent, in this competition going on. That's WSTV and Riv FM sport correspondent. Joseph, good morning.
Yeah,
all right, thank you. It's a good time to be in Nigeria right now. The Super Eagles soared very high yesterday against the boys, the Bafana. Give us a sense of, yes, we saw it on television, but you were there in the stadium yesterday. What was the atmosphere like? And what did you think was that, if I may use the word, that turning point for the Eagles? Because at a point, it looked as if we were just playing catching up.
The stadium yesterday. I mean, after the final whistle, that was when Kelechi converted the last penalty. A section of the stadium, of course, went, but was on fire, I should say, because I mean, there were a lot of Nigerians, celebrating that victory. And just as we saw the Vice President Kashim Shettima and the governor of Ogun State, and also celebrated, at least for the first 30 seconds, they lost their senses, forgetting their top politicians in Nigeria. That is what football can do to you. On the streets as well, certain Nigerians living here in Ivory Coast, but that game was played in Bouaké, which is a 4.5-hour journey from Yokogun, where we are currently. So, I mean, it was just one celebration. And talking about the game, the South Africans leaped up to the beginning. They truly and wanted to beat Nigeria. I would say not for inexperience on their part, they should have knocked out Nigeria, most especially that miss in the 9 seconds of that game at normal time. They should have won that game there. So it was an end-to-end game, and kudos to the Nigerian side. What has played out for them would be proper selection of players by the coach, experience of these players. Don't forget, Kenneth Ekong, part of the 2019 squad, to the semis, and again the determination of these players, because to every of the time you visit them at a hotel room or training ground, if you look straight into their eyes, these guys want to win it. It goes beyond the match bonuses or whatever it is down in the Bill Right Blue jersey. They want to win.
All right, Joseph Atewe, let me start with you. How do you feel? Because I know the last AFCON, the Eagles didn't make it past the group stage, and you were back home. But here are you, moving on to the finals on Sunday, seeing the last match of the tournament. How do you feel, Joseph?
Disappointed, catching out at the round of 16, and we crashed out, when I started enjoying Cameroon at that time. And but it's not easy here in Ivory Coast because it is extremely expensive. But sometimes there's something that keeps you going, and what is keeping us going here is the fact that we are doing well. We are not liked by the Ivorians, that must be stated. Because when South Africa equalized yesterday, they celebrated massively as if they were the ones going to show you how the detest Nigerians. But who cares? So that feeling of, against all odds, you are in the final. And, sometimes I can be rugged. So in as much as they say that if you win, do not celebrate, I carry my Nigerian flag and enter their meet. I let them know we are Nigerian. There is nothing you can do. Do you understand? So, Nigerian, playing another man, and being afraid that the people that are drinking in their fight goal. It's a wonderful feeling, actually.
All right, so let's talk about yesterday's match. Talk about our goalies. Yesterday it was a comparison between the Nigeria goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali and the South African goalkeeper William, who happens to be their captain. But yesterday, Nwabali was able to prove that I am the bigger guy. Do you think we have, we now have, will I say, a repeat or someone like a Vincent Ayama, replacement of Vincent Ayama, who Nigerians feel that no goalie has been able to replace?
Okay, so I took a look at Nigerians yesterday, and of course, some of us have been on Twitter and to large extent on Facebook as well. Many Nigerians have sent their message to Francis Uzo, telling him to retire. When the vision is there, just retire. Because they are saying, and you can't take away that from I will receive one team. Yes, and of course, the way person holds him, you know that, it's beyond football. And so for Stanley Nwabali, yes, we have a number one guy that can confirm to, and I can also confirm that at least for the first time in more than 2 decades, you can count the first, not 11 now, first.
Okay.
We have to let him go.
All right. Connections can really be phony. That was Joseph Atewe, speaking to us from Boake, by the way. All the best, Joseph. Why we are wishing you all the best as well. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be in Nigeria. I said it behind the camera, at least even if it's only for 1 week, we're having this one.
The last time we had this feeling was in 2013.
Yeah.
And just 10 years after, we are reliving that same energy, that same vibe, that same spirit. It's really a good time to be a Nigerian.
Right. We've spoken on the range of issues today. Security in Ijeshaland, Osun State as a whole, spoke to critical stakeholders, Babatunde Aguntasho, and of course, SPMC Opalola, now with Joseph, and this is where we'll call it a day on this program. We'll come back here tomorrow for the TGIF edition of this program, and it's been a good one. Thank you for sticking with us. Please stay with us on all our social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, and on Instagram, and of course on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. Have a very, very blessed day. Up Nigeria, all Bigus. Femi Ojo is my name. See you.
And I am Evelyn Ohiola. You know what's next? Spring Trends right here on Western Spring Television. Do not go anywhere.